I planned a cool trip to the sea for my girlfriend's birthday, and she traded me for her friends. I planned the whole trip without telling her because I wanted it to be a surprise. It was her birthday, and I thought doing something thoughtful would matter. I picked a small beach town she'd mentioned once, somewhere quiet, with clean water and good food. I found a place right by the water, a private little spot with good reviews and no crowds. I booked the room, bought the train tickets, and even called ahead to ask the staff if they could set up something small for her birthday. Nothing fancy, just personal. I kept it all under wraps. All I told her was to keep the weekend free. She smiled and said she would. That was it. No hesitation. I figured we were good. 2 days before the trip, she texted me. Just a short message, casual like she was canceling a dentist appointment. She said her friends had planned something last minute for her birthday, and she couldn't miss it. Said we could reschedule. I didn't reply right away. I stared at the message for a while, trying to figure out if she was joking or if she just forgot I'd asked her to keep that weekend free. I told her what I had planned. Everything. The location, the hotel, the seafood place I booked because she liked crab. Even the birthday gift I'd already wrapped. I wasn't trying to guilt her. I just thought maybe she didn't realize. She didn't answer for hours. When she did, she said it sounded amazing and she felt bad, but her friends already made reservations, and she couldn't back out. That was it. No offer to make it work. No apology. Just a soft shrug through text. That was the first time I realized I was probably the only one taking this relationship seriously. She didn't even seem torn about it. Like it didn't occur to her to check in with me before saying yes to them. I didn't argue. I didn't try to talk her out of it. I just stopped texting. My bag was half packed. The hotel was paid for. The gift was sitting by the door. I didn't unpack anything. I just walked away from it and let it all sit there. The next night, I opened Instagram. I knew I shouldn't have, but I did. She had posted a photo with her friends at some rooftop bar, drinks in hand, dressed up like they were celebrating something big. The caption said, "Birthday Queen's nail polish dot." I wasn't tagged. There was no mention of me. It felt like she'd already erased me from the weekend. I canceled what I could. Lost half the money. The rest was gone. I didn't care about that part as much as I thought I would. The trip wasn't about the beach. It was about doing something meaningful for someone I cared about. That's what stung, realizing I cared more than she did. She didn't check in once that weekend. No message asking if I was okay, no mention of the trip. Then Sunday night, she sent me a picture of a drink and said we should go to that place sometime. I didn't respond. I didn't even open the message again. I was over it, or at least I thought I was, until I got a DM from one of her friends. Not someone I talked to often. She just said she thought I should know the truth. My girlfriend never planned to go with me. She told them I'd probably try to book something, but she already made plans with the group. Said she'd deal with me later. I didn't reply to that message either. I just took a screenshot and saved it. The next morning, I posted it to my story. No caption, no tags, no names. Just the message. I didn't need to say anything else. She saw it. She started calling. I ignored it. Then came the messages, saying I was being childish and trying to make her look bad. She didn't deny anything. She didn't even try to explain. She just got mad that people might connect the dots. I left her on read. This wasn't just about the trip. It was a turning point. I had been putting time, effort, and attention into someone who didn't even think twice before replacing me. I wasn't angry. I wasn't sad. I was just done. Not in a loud way. Just quietly finished. She thought I'd get over it. She had no idea what I'd do next. After I posted the screenshot of her friend's message, I stayed off my phone for a while. Not because I was waiting for her reaction, but because I already knew what it would be. The call started before noon. First a couple. Then more. Then the messages. Long ones. Defensive ones. Some pretending to be confused, others acting betrayed. But none of them addressed what she actually did. None of them said, "You're right." Just lines like, "This is unfair, you made me look bad." And, "Why would you do this to me?" I didn't reply to any of it, because there was nothing left to say. She was never going to admit she didn't care. She just wanted to control how it looked. I didn't tell anyone what was going on, but people started figuring it out anyway. A couple of mutual friends reached out to check in. One of them asked if we were still together. I didn't even answer that directly. I just said, "We're not in the same place." That was the most polite way I could put it without calling the whole thing fake. A few days passed and things went quiet. No more messages from her. Just silence. I thought maybe she got the point, but I was wrong. She didn't disappear. She just changed tactics. A week later, I got a message from her mom. Not a casual message either. She said she'd heard there was drama between us and she was deeply disappointed in how I'd handled it. Apparently, her daughter had told her that I overreacted, that I embarrassed her, that I humiliated her over something small and petty. The mom asked if we could talk, maturely, and work through it. Like I was the one who needed to grow up. I didn't answer her either. I wasn't going to sit there and explain myself to someone who wasn't even there. It didn't matter if she was her mother. If she didn't see what was wrong with her daughter ditching me on her birthday to party with her friends, then I wasn't going to waste breath trying to explain it. The next time I opened social media, I saw something else. My ex had posted a carousel of birthday photos. Big captions. Long message thanking her friends for the best birthday ever. And reminding her of what real love looks like. I almost laughed at that. Real love? From the same people who messaged me to say she used me as a backup plan? Okay. She didn't delete the photo with the drink she sent me. She didn't delete our old photos either. They were still there. No caption updates. No clarification. Just silence. I started getting messages from people I hadn't spoken to in months. Some were polite, asking if I was okay. Others just said, "Dude, damn." A few of her friends unfollowed me. Probably damage control. I let it all happen. Quietly. That weekend, I took the trip anyway. I didn't want to at first. But the more I sat with it, the more I realized I wasn't just mad about the relationship. I was mad I gave up something I was excited about because she bailed. I took the train alone. Brought a backpack and nothing else. Checked into the same hotel. They'd already set the room up with a little birthday thing I'd requested, some candles, and a card with her name on it. I asked the front desk to throw it away. They looked confused. I didn't explain. The place was peaceful. Not much to do, but that was the point. I ate at the seafood spot by myself. Ordered the crab. Brought headphones. Sat there and didn't talk to anyone. Nobody bothered me. I walked by the beach the next morning. Didn't take pictures. Just stood there and watched some kid build a sandcastle while their dad helped pack it tighter. It didn't feel like revenge. It didn't feel good, either. It just felt necessary. Like I needed to be there once without pretending it was for someone else. That night, while scrolling through my DMs, I saw one I hadn't opened yet. Another one of her friends. This one wasn't close with her. She said she wanted to stay out of it, but felt weird not saying anything. Her message was short. She was seeing someone else. Not officially, but it was a thing. You deserve to know. That hit harder than anything else. Not because I didn't suspect it. Looking back, there were signs, but because of how calm it was. Just a single sentence that flipped the whole situation from disappointing to humiliating. I didn't reply to her either. I didn't ask for details. I didn't want to know more. That was enough. I deleted the photo she sent me. The drink. The mojito. Whatever it was. Deleted it without thinking. I didn't block her. I didn't make a big post. I didn't need an audience for any of it. I just packed up and went home the next morning. No goodbyes. No last walks. No pretending it was a healing trip. I didn't post pictures. I didn't save souvenirs. I just left. I got back to my apartment and put her gift in a drawer. It was still wrapped. Still had the ribbon. I didn't touch it. I didn't open it. I didn't throw it away either. Not because I was sentimental, but because it felt like a reminder. Not of her. Of how far I went for someone who didn't hesitate to drop me. I haven't talked to her since. Not once. She kept trying for a bit. New numbers. Different tones. At one point, she tried to act like we'd had a small disagreement that spiraled out of control. She said she wanted to go back to how things were. That line made me stop reading. How things were. You mean where I planned everything, And you treat me like an afterthought? No thanks. She's still posting. Still smiling. Still tagging the same people in every post. Acting like everything's fine. It probably is. For her. As for me, I started keeping more to myself. I don't post as much. I don't reach out first. I don't plan things for people who don't show up anymore. But we're not done. Because one of the girls from that trip, the same group she ditched me for, she sent me a voice message last night. And what she said, it changes everything. I listened to the voice message twice. First time I just sat there. No reaction. Second time I had to pause halfway through, not because it was emotional, but because it was too stupid to be real. The girl who sent it wasn't close with me. Barely knew her. She was in a couple of those birthday photos, standing off to the side. Never liked or commented on anything of mine. So when I saw her name pop up, I didn't expect anything important. The message was short. She said she was only telling me because she felt weird keeping quiet. She said my ex had joked about the trip weeks before it even came up. That she knew I'd planned something. That she said something like, "He's probably gonna book some over-the-top beach thing again, and I'll have to make up an excuse." Again. That word stuck. I never thought I overdid it. I just assumed when you care about someone, you do nice things for them. It never crossed my mind she saw it as a pattern to roll her eyes at. Then the second part of the message hit harder. She said, she never really planned to be single on her birthday. She told someone at the bar that night that she was kinda seeing her coworker, and that if it worked out, she'd find a way to end it with you without it being dramatic. That was the whole point of bailing on the trip. Not just ditching me for friends. Not just choosing something more fun. She was creating distance on purpose. So she could slide out clean, keep the image, keep the sympathy, and still walk away without looking like the bad one. I didn't reply to the voice message. I just saved it. Not to use. Not to send. Just to have it. Because now I knew everything I needed to know. And none of it made anything better. That week, I boxed up the things she'd left at my place. A sweater. A few books. A half-used bottle of shampoo I should have tossed months ago. I didn't text her. I didn't ask if she wanted anything back. I dropped it at a donation bin and moved on. She posted something a few days later. Some generic post about learning, growing, healing, becoming better. The usual social media self-rebrand people do when they want to control the fallout. One of the comments said, "So proud of you for leaving that toxic situation." Another said, "You're glowing now." I didn't feel like correcting anyone. That's the thing about stories. If you stay quiet long enough, people write their own version for you. And sometimes it's easier to let them. She stopped messaging eventually. No more texts, no more calls. No more new numbers. I guess she got tired of silence. The last thing she sent me was a one-liner. "We could have had something real." I didn't respond. Not because I was above it. Just because at that point, what was there left to say? We didn't have something real. I did. She had options. A few people still ask about her. Mutuals, mostly. They ask if I'm doing okay. I tell them I'm fine. Not better. Not worse. Just fine. I wake up. I work. I keep things moving. That's enough. I don't look at her profile anymore. I don't check what she's doing, or where she is, or who she's with. I don't block her either. I don't need to. That's not revenge. That's just distance. The truth is, I'm not over it in the way people think. I'm not hurt anymore, but I'm also not healed. I just don't care enough to keep replaying it. It happened. I saw who she was. And I saw who I was becoming because of it. That was enough. A few weeks ago, I finally opened the gift I bought her. The one I wrapped and never gave. It was still in my closet, shoved behind a winter jacket. I didn't unwrap it to feel closure or anything like that. I just forgot it was there and wanted the drawer space. It was a necklace. Nothing expensive, just personal. Inside the box was a small note I wrote back when I thought she'd actually appreciate it. It said, "I love doing things that make you feel seen." I read it once. Folded it. Put the necklace in my junk drawer. Threw out the box. That was it. There wasn't some big emotional release or realization. Just quiet. I stopped making space for people who treat me like a placeholder. That was the last thing I got from her. That was the last thing I gave her. There's no happy ending to this story. No rebound love. No grand comeback. I didn't become a better person. I didn't learn how to protect my energy. I just stopped giving it to people who waste it. If that's growth, cool. If not, whatever. At least now I know what I won't tolerate again. And if she ever reads this, I hope she knows I didn't need to drag her name through the dirt. I didn't need to post receipts. I didn't need to humiliate her. I just had to stop answering. That was enough.